That last broadcast did not happen. You saw nothing. You will ignore what you thought you saw. You will forget it. It is already gone from your memory. And now we will go to the regularly scheduled broadcast. You will now forget. You will not remember. It as if it never happened. Well, hello, folks. We have continuing bonus coverage here on this weekend. And we are going to roll right into a new show. And I hope that you all enjoy it very, very much. And I'm looking forward to bringing it to you. Another find from our ace reporter, who is, of course, Mazden Brooks. He's not really a reporter, but he definitely is a reporter. He's given me a lot of great stuff. And I don't believe that I have ever not watched or not presented something that he sent to me. So he has a very, very good sense. So we're going to talk today about aliens. Now, of course, aliens are something that we do talk about, and we do talk about them on a regular basis. We do talk about the aliens, and we do talk about them on a regular basis. Somebody says that they still can't hear me. You should be able to hear me now. I did correct that. The microphone is on. The levels are looking good. So you are hearing me. And if you're not hearing me, then maybe you are in a time warp. But as far as aliens go, there's three great arguments. Number one, all aliens are demons. Number two, aliens are obviously visitors from other star systems traversing these great spaces by using advanced technologies. Or number three, aliens are definitely interdimensional travelers across space and time. But what if aliens are actually ancient robots? Ancient aliens or ancient robots? Let's take a look at the data that is talking about aliens actually being robots. And we're going to look now at the metro.co.uk. We're going to ignore the great big ads and look at the fact that this statement is saying that aliens are actually immortal robots, billions of years old, according to a couple of scientists. I think that's a groovy picture. I really like it. Sorry, UFO fans, but aliens are probably not hominid elf-like creatures with unfathomable obsession with sticking probes up people's bums. All due respect, if you have been bum probed by an alien entity, or if you think you have, I empathize with you and your bum. Instead, the aliens are much likely to be robots, and that these robots are so old that we can't even imagine how old they are. We might even call them old bots. Susan Schneider, Dr. Susan Schneider of the University of Connecticut, and the Institute for Advanced Studies at Princeton, says that alien AI is probably already out there and could be billions of years old. She believes that if we do, and when we do, encounter an alien civilization, it will most likely be biological, because the most sophisticated civilizations will be post-biological and some form of artificial intelligence or alien super intelligence. So if you think about what Dr. Schneider's saying, it seems to make some sense to me. I mean, here we are in our culture, and we're moving very rapidly towards a AI type of environment. Now, if alien cultures are far in advance of us, one could reasonably and rationally assume that they have passed through the pure biological life era and have advanced to at least the cybernetic, if not the complete AI robotic type of existence. Dr. Schneider seems to be operating to me from a sound and logical line and base of thought. And so now back to our data. Schneider says that evidence is conclusive that the maximum age of extraterrestrials would be somewhere between 1.7 to 8 billion years old. Big range, but that's okay. Many researchers believe that the first aliens, because of this, we encounter will be robots. And many believe that from the time of the discovery of radio waves, organisms turn themselves into an immortal robot relatively briefly. So from the time as you watch Satan pulled by evil demon reindeer, but from the time a society learns how to communicate via radio waves to the time that they're actually being pulled in sleighs by robotic demons and becoming the embodiment of said robotic demons themselves is a relatively short period. For example, Google's Ray Kurzweil says that all men will merge with machine here on Earth by the year 2050. Of course, there's no word whether Kurzweil also said that resistance is futile. We will add your distinctiveness to our own. You will serve the Borg. It's unclear if he actually said that. But the upshot of it all is that it's far more likely that we'd meet aliens after they've turned into machines, according to all of this expert opinion. Now, Seth, I don't know what's wrong with these first day out with my new lips. Seth Shostak of the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence says, consider the fact that any signal we pick up has to come from a civilization at least as advanced as we are. Say that said civilization will use radio for 10,000 years. From a probabilistic point of view, the chance of encountering a society far older than ourselves is quite high. And of course, the inference that's being drawn here is if we're getting radio waves from a civilization and it's taking 30, 40, 50,000 years for those waves to reach us because of the distance of that civilization, they're now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times more advanced than they were when they sent us that radio wave. And we were only advanced enough to receive it. And it seems like there could be a long, long time and a great big gap between us and any other civilization that may have reached out to us. So I think fascinating speculation on the subject of aliens. And of course, if we extrapolate that, then we could say that any alien that we encounter, bum probing or non-bum probing varieties, would tend to be a AI or at least a cybernetic organism if we are contacting them, in fact, here on planet Earth today, tomorrow, last week, next week. You get my point. So let's go to the chat room and see what people think. Grays are robots that travel through space or to come into the atmosphere. I've heard that before, 7P. And in fact, my good friend, Dr. Andy Toltek, who's MIA, if you see a psychiatrist shaman walking down the street and he's a Brit with longer hair, stop him and tell him to get in contact with his friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower. But Dr. Toltek was of the opinion that, I think he was of this opinion, or maybe I heard it from somewhere else, but that grays are in fact robots, and that those big eyes might even be goggles, and they are AI. And somebody may say they're probes. So they're probes that do the probing. Now that's interesting for you. There are bio-living ones that created them, according to the artist formerly known as 7P. I've never met grays, short, gray, long, big, fat, tall, or any other wise. Business is a booming right now. Glad to hear it. You and Rex are both live. How about that? And the rumor is Rex and I are both alive, and neither of us is an AI or even cyborg life form. Maybe they're Cylons from Battlestar Galactica. Could be. Could be. SpongeBob SquarePants is very terrified of robots. Are they subtly programming our children to be afraid of robots? There's a lot of love underlying things in cartoon. Believe me, I've watched it with my child 1,000,000 times. Absolutely. Could Greys be the transhumans from the future? That seems to be the inference of these doctors. I thought somebody wanted to date robots, but they're saying carbon date the Roswell bonds. Boy, if you could start a website, robot dating, you'd make $1 billion. I don't know that there were any Roswell bots to date, but if there were, I'm sure they probably did. Santa is Satan, Satan is Santa, or is he Jesus? I mean, Jesus sees you when you're weak, sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. Jesus knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. And what's the other one? Jesus is making a list. He's checking it twice. He's going to find out who's naughty or nice. Jesus is coming to town. Did you ever think about that? Is Jeff just making a joke, or is he drawing a profound analogy and challenging us to pick up on it despite his subtlety and injection of humor into the equation? What's really going on here, folks? Or has his mind and comm been taken over by blue avians? We're not quite sure. Never met a tall gray, never met a short gray, never met an Ewok, and never met, well, I can't say I never met anybody dressed like Princess Leia, because I have, but that, ladies and gentlemen, is another story from and for a much different audience. Okay, dadgummit, I lost my thing. I got to go all the way back to the top again. Let's see. Here we go. It wasn't that far. 7 or 8 years ago, when my 10-year-old was little, I didn't realize all the subliminal stuff they're pumping in. Absolutely. The cartoons are filled with that stuff. Subspace transmissions aren't faster than light speed, wormhole type if comms. You have the con, 7P. Most alien abductions are really people getting abducted in the astral when they fall asleep. Unplug the matrix. Ding, ding, ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Give that man or woman a Cupid doll, because that is so right. As I wrote in my book, which I just happen to have nearby, Final Message of the Last Apostle. And I believe that the chapter, look at that. Will you just look at that? The chapter is called The Lord, the Alien Agenda, and the Revelation, page 229 of 349. I'm not saying that I would like you to buy this book, but I'm saying that all signs point to that fact. But anyway, in that book, I talk about what I call AHT, or astral holographic technology. And astral holographic technology is designed when extraterrestrial species, which by and large, according to my research, conviction, and that of astral work by both myself and the aforementioned esteemed Dr. Andy Toltec and other shaman that contributed to the research. So there's a whole lot of shaman going on, ladies and gentlemen, involved in that research. We all have come to the conclusion that it is all but impossible for true ETs to enter into the atmosphere of the Earth. Don't know if it's the light, don't know if it's the oxygen, but for whatever reason it is, they are in effect allergic to the atmosphere of planet Earth. And now that I think about it, that idea was postulated and put forth in the epic Tom Cruise War of the Worlds. I don't want to be a spoiler, but you should watch that. So what they do is, being unable to come into our world, they will con you. They will project what's called an astral holograph. You believe it's real. You believe they're in your bedroom. You believe they're in your bum. You believe they're in a lot of places, but all they're doing is projecting an astral hologram, drawing you into the astral realm, which they can inhabit. And really, in effect, the whole thing is a dramatic and yet very effective holographic experience, because ETs can't actually come here. They may be able to phone home, but they're not able to touch your home phone. So, unplug the matrix. Good thinking on your part. If aliens are robots or biological robots, then who made them? Well, whoever made them, Rune Star Dragon, asking a very logical question, according to this line of thought, would have long since ceased to exist. So the ruler of the robots is, in fact, a robot himself or herself now. Lee Veltman, who did call me and try to let me know that I didn't have my sound on, and of course I just turned him right off because I'm in the middle of a show, but that never happened. So what am I talking about? But he says that he's so glad that he doesn't believe in orbs or aliens or flat earth or hollow earth or blue avians or Santa Claus. We're not sure if he believes about Easter Bunny or not. But to that end, Wes Forsyth, one of the best paranormal investigators that I know, is also of the belief that orbs are, for the most part, not real. To quote Wes Forsyth, I won't stake my reputation on anything that I can duplicate with a little bit of fishing line and a wad of Charmin. Sometimes I do wonder what's up people's bums. Oh, Christy. But very well done. Well played, ma'am. Well played. Deborah says that she has been probed by a robot. I'm sorry to hear that, literally. I will not joke about that. You can tell, Tricks or Truth says, you can tell a lot about a person by their rectum. There's a lot of things going through my mind, but I think it's best not to share any of them. So we'll just leave that there. How do I know? How did you know I wanted to change my tag into that? The artist formerly known as 7P. I'm a little psychic, they tell me. Some douchebag from Rex's channel canceled me from his chat. Gary, were you acting a fool again? Oh, Lord. Let me go back up and see where I was. Where was I? Where was I? Somebody says grays are gay, which brings up the question, does everyone who enjoys an anal probing, are they gay? I don't know. I'm not surprised. I like the 6. I apologize for spamming. I had a moment of relapse. I also think that in the future, they may be us coming back to seed technology. I've heard that too. That's interesting. That's interesting. Are the aliens really us coming back from the future? And if they are, why don't they warn us that they are? And are they coming back? And that who they are, so we could listen to them a little bit more. Or is one of them John Teeter, who's our president now? No, I don't think so. I'm just trying to verify this rumor that just came across the feed. Oh, it is not a rumor. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. Allow me to share this with you. Breaking news. This is interesting stuff. Get this ad out of my face. I've had enough. I'm done, says Priscilla Presley. The 72-year-old becomes the latest celebrity to quit Scientology 40 years after joining the religious sect when Elvis died. Can I say it? Ladies and gentlemen, Zemu has left the building. Thank you. Thank you very much. Priscilla Presley has left the Church of Scientology. Her daughter, Lisa Marie, quit the church in 2014. Presley has become the latest celebrity to walk away from the controversial Church of Scientology. Presley, who's been a member of the religious sect, which contains Tom Cruise, John Travolta, told friends she had quit the religion for nearly 4 decades. I've had enough. I'm done, she says, who recently dated Tom Jones. But Tom Jones is married, so I'm not quite understanding that. But I believe that Tom Jones did say, she's a lady. Anyway, she's believed to have joined Scientology after Elvis died. And little known factoid, they tried to get Elvis, and Elvis said, get that con out of my face. Elvis wasn't having any part of Scientology. There's some funny stories about that related to me by Charlie Hodge and J.D. Sumner, but we won't go through there. I've had enough. I'm done. How about that? John Travolta was the one that brought Priscilla into the church in 1977. And I'm not so sure that John Travolta is so sure about this whole thing anymore either, because he helps a lot of people on their way out the door. So kudos to Priscilla Presley. Kudos to John Travolta if he did help her. And Zemu, we are very sorry for your loss. You heard it here first, folks, on the Christian Whistleblower show. And that was Knowledge Seeker that told me Priscilla Presley has just left Scientology. That is amazing. That is amazing. Gary Baxter says Leah Remini returned to Scientology. Let's see if we can find that one. Remini returns to Scientology. We cannot confirm that one. We cannot confirm that one. But that does bring up an interesting speculation. Is the whole Leah Remini thing against Scientology really a psyop for Scientology in a weird kind of way? No, that's crazy. That's crazy. And of course, the fact that Leah Remini's career was in the tank and she was about ready to have to start waiting tables. Well, maybe not quite, but her acting career was over. It's just a coincidence that she decided that it was time to get right with the Lord and leave Scientology when her career crashed like a spaceship in Zemu's fleet that lost power. I'm just saying. She did not return. Veltman says, don't get me started. I don't trust that show. Just saying, I might know a lot about that stuff. And I think we're reading from the same sheet of music, Lee Veltman. So why was I stopping those jokes now? I don't know. Have you seen the web page? But I love the Ishtar Bunny. I've had entities mess with me in the astral. We're going to go right past that one because I don't really care about, or I don't care to hear about. I guess what happened. Yeah, I don't care to hear about the plugging or the unplugging of Unplug the Matrix's bum. That's just me. Doesn't mean I don't love that person. It means I don't want to hear about their bum. Lord have mercy. The Anunnaki wore eagle masks so they could breathe. Probophobic. Just shoot me now, Jeff says. Amanda. I've been shot with a paintball gun and it hurts. Zemu is heartbroken. Priscilla was probably among his favorites. That's what I'm thinking. Come to Georgia and explain what's in the sky. Georgia. Anyway. Vinny Barbarino, up your nose with a rubber hose. Dude, that's all. Tom Jones, Sophie Eileen. I might just have to block you forever for making fun of Tom Jones. Love Tom Jones. I've seen Tom Jones 6-7 times. That brother could sing, man. Love your shows, Jeff. Thank you, Tim Nietzsche. I hope I didn't mispronounce your name. I was effing around, Jeff. Yeah, I know. I see it. She's gone. Zemu has indeed left the building. She is doing season 3. How many times can you leave Scientology? And how many times can you tell the same story? Her mother is highly ranked. That's true. Lisa Marie left years ago. Lisa Marie left years ago. Lisa Marie blew a while back. I was raised on Tom Jones, a Welsh warrior. Tom Jones does rock. Indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. An interesting show, interesting stuff, interesting speculations. Very, very interesting speculations. Hello, Hawaiian girl, Beth. Oh, dude, check this out. Smote Poker. Just adding to your blue rant the other day, who did the Beatles fight? The Blue Meanies. How about that? That's one way to make a lot of money. Start a new religion. Was not said by Ron Hubbard, by the way, L. Ron Hubbard. Probably said by Heinlein, but we're not going to talk about that because no one cares other than me and maybe Veltman. And that's even debatable. So, ladies and gentlemen, read barefaced Messiah, Jeff. I thought you were saying I was wearing red and I was barefaced because I don't have a beard anymore. Anyway, great show, Jeff, as usual. Thanks for your time and efforts. Peace. Let's do a few little Rod questions. How about that? A $40 bet ruined a lot of lives. Yep. That's true. I don't see a cat within the vicinity to rub my rods on. That'd be interesting if somebody just came in and heard only that. All right. Has Leah Remini really left Scientology? Says no. That's interesting. Is Leah Remini running a fair game psyop? Yes. Woo. Will Tom Cruise ever leave Scientology? Yes, he will. Will Tom Cruise ever leave Scientology before he dies in this life? Yes, he will. Will Tom Cruise meet, will Jeff Ashley meet Tom Cruise in the flesh instead of just looking at him? But who cares except for me and maybe Tom Cruise, and he probably doesn't want to meet me. So, will John Cox, who needs to quit using racial epithets when he leaves messages, if he wants them to remain, will John Cox move into a new house soon? Yes, he will. Will Tom Cruise leave Scientology on a UFO? No. Scientology is not dismantling. So that question wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, I saw him sitting in the car, so I didn't actually get to meet him. Ooh, I don't think he will, but let's ask. Will John Travolta leave Scientology? No, John Travolta will not leave Scientology. Good question, Trix. Are Grays from the future? Yes. Very interesting. Dude. Should I leave for Florida? Ask Abby Hayes. You should. Let me know if you're coming to my place because I got to put out the fresh linens. It's a little joke. I don't know Abby Hayes. Any other questions? The rods await. Are the pyramids of Egypt from the future? Negatory. Are grays from the astral? Yes. Will Cuban Pixie be in Florida in May 2018? Says no. Will Sophie Deuce Mason go to England? Yes. Will Rune Star Dragon buy a house before Christmas? Yes. Did Marduk build the pyramids? No. It's an interesting question. Will December 4th be a highly powerful day? No. I'm interested in a Hawaiian girl. You're called Hawaiian Girl Beth, and you want to know if you'll move out of Georgia? Will she move out of Georgia? And whoa, it's saying no. Will she move out of Georgia soon? No, not even close. And there was a good one up here that I missed. Let me go back. Interesting question. I think somebody might be testing the rods. Will there be a Christmas this year? Yes, there will. Oh, that's interesting. Is the space station a balloon? No. Am I from Neptune? Do you see how that rhymes? See what I did with that? No. Will I get some good work in with Jeff? No. Interesting. Are the pyramids capacitors? Are the pyramids capacitors? No. Are there many different types of grays? Yes. Are artists from Hollywood cloned? No. Do you really think human cloning technology is that advanced? I do not. Are the grays evil? Evil. No. Oh, here we go. I hate to do this because it might lead to, I'm not going to ask that question because I don't want it to lead to speculations and betting and losses and all that kind of stuff. Thank you. I live here. Yeah, I knew. I was just messing with you. We'll ask this again for the upteenth time. Is the earth hollow? The rods say yes. Veltman rolls his eyes. Was there a pyramid in Australia? No. Are the rods evil? No. Are Inky and Enlil fear-mongering? Yes. I would tend to agree with that. This is a good question right here. I like this one. Were there 4 people in the car when JFK was shot? Yes. That's not really the question you wanted to ask, but yes, people believe there is a cloning station under the LA Coliseum. People are silly. I'll ask it, but I think it's too broad of a question. Is Donald Trump legit? Says yes. Is there a Pharaoh's tomb in New South Wales, Australia? No. Was Noah a pharaoh? No. Was JFK shot by the Secret Service? No. Interesting. Okay. Was JFK shot by the driver of the limousine? No. Did OJ do it? That's awesome. Okay, I'll ask this. Did Jackie O know that the assassination was coming? She knew something. She knew something, but I don't know what she knew. That's some very, very interesting stuff right there, ladies and gentlemen. And since we talked about Priscilla and Elvis, Colonel Parker always told Elvis, always leave them wanting more. So that's why we stopped with the rod questions for the time being. Shawnee Momini says that JFK conspiracy has been disproved. I don't know which one, but Sean. Sorry, Sean. He says that the JFK was disproved. Did Jackie know who killed him? I don't know. Maybe she did. We've asked before. Elvis is not alive. And the rods say that Elvis is not alive. So I've got a show that I think I'm going to do. I don't want to do, but I probably need to do. So I'm probably going to do that. And then I've got the show that I do want to do, which is about the secret garden, divine secret garden. It's already 8 o'clock, so we'll have probably at least one, if not 2 or 3 more shows. I don't know where you can get clothes hangers from. Go to Walmart, Target, any of your local retail outlets. The one where the SS accidentally killed him when they bolted. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know if that's what that person meant. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Thank you for being here. I salute you for being here seeking truth. And I do appreciate your attention. I appreciate your adding to the discussion. And right when we no longer need him anymore, here comes the cat. Where were you when I needed you to rub rods on you? Perhaps there's a connection, folks. He knew that I wanted to rub rods on him. That's why he was nowhere to be found. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower. I'm encouraging you to unindoctrinate yourself, be your own guru, guide your own spirit, and master your own ascension. We'll see you soon and very soon. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, Teresa Scott, shame on you. Stay fearless, my friends.